Good day there once again, viewers. Your mate Kamikaze78 here, coming to you guys today with some more World of Warships content. Now, today, my friends, I've got an absolutely silly game in the Großer Kurfürst to share with you today. I had this game a few days ago while I was off stream and not recording. I was just doing some gameplay in the Großer Kurfürst just for some fun, just to, you know, take my mind off work and that sort of thing. And I came out with this game here. Now, normally I don't say this at the start of my videos because I think it's kind of, you know, cliche of YouTubers to do, and, you know, a little bit, you know, clickbaity and things like that, but I urge you guys to please wait till the end of the video if you're in the mood for a laugh, because at the end of this video or at the end of this gameplay, I should say, there is a moment in which you guys are going to thoroughly enjoy. Anyway, the game itself, what are we up against here in this game? Well, we are playing on the mountain range map on the game mode Domination. We're of course playing in the Großer Kurfürst, the tier 10 German battleship. This absolute behemoth of the thing has made an appearance in multiple videos of mine, but yeah, I just can't get away from this ship. She is an absolute solid amount of fun to play. She's not exactly the most competitive ship in a competitive mindset, because at the end of the day, all a competitive player needs to do to, you know, be competitive against this ship is stay at a distance. But in random battles, most players tend to not understand that, so you tend to get out with some really awesome games using this thing's secondaries alone, and you're going to kind of see that in today's gameplay. As far as my loadout is concerned, my skills are priority target, direction center for catapult aircraft, adrenaline rush, BFT, AFT, IFHE, manual fire control for secondary armament, taking up the whole 19 points. Upgrade-wise, I have Auxiliary Armament Mod 1, Damage Control System Mod 1, Secondary Battery Mod 1, Damage Control Systems Mod 2, Concealment Systems Mod 1, and Secondary Battery Mod 3. Of course, we are in a Großer Kurfürst, and we are running the CQC build for it, that being a brawler build, bolstering our secondaries as best as we can, because, you know, that's kind of what our German battleships are really made for here. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be pushing across the A side of this map, sort of using the island formations here on this mountain range map, or the mountain ranges if you will, as cover for slowly moving up and advancing on the enemy position. At the end of the day, the only way a Kurfürst can be really bullied down effectively is if she's stuck out in the open and burned to death by a bunch of, you know, fire-breathing cruisers. And that's really not what you want in this ship. At the end of the day, her long-range firepower isn't the best as far as other battleships are concerned. At the end of the day, she is built for that CQC brawling, and as you can see already, we've caught this Cleveland out, and going to just start railing him with some long-range secondary fire, already scoring about 5 hits on him as it stands, and he's been sort of forced to pull back as a result of that, because, you know, if I was a Cleveland, I certainly would not want to go against that kind of firepower, and we've already got him down to 3k health that early in the game. He's not having a really good time here at all. The concealment on this ship here never really allows for you to disengage at your own will, so having some island cover to break that line of sight against enemy ships when you need to is just gonna be huge in this ship. It's going to allow for you to actually disengage. It's also how we're going to, again, get close for our secondaries. You know, this ship just does not have the concealment to disengage on her own will, so having that island cover here is absolutely monumental. On a map like Ocean, this ship will not have a good time at all. She'll be quite, she'll be feeling the pain quite a bit. Now, of course, that doesn't mean you can't get lucky with the dispersion in this ship for long-range fire. As you can see, scoring a healthy salvo there on that Yamato, about 13k worth of damage there, because we had a nice horizontal dispersion there on our ship, on our shells, and yeah, managing to score a healthy amount of damage, as you can see right there. Then again, though, I would definitely not want to be brawling, or not really brawling, let alone engaging in long-range fisticuffs in this ship against the Yamato on a Montana, because again, the Yamato or the Montana just have the more reliable long-range builds. Anyway, as I said before, still scoring some solid damage on this Yamato, and now that he's gone into stealth, and the Kurfürst out there is broadsiding as well, I will be sure to keep an eye out on him as well for potential damage. I notice my team isn't exactly playing the most passive game. They're slowly starting to push up here and playing playing their time right. Our Shimakaze did get forced off the A point by a Yu Yang. Now, of course, a Yu Yang will beat a Shimakaze in a stand-up brawl any day of the week, and of course it does have radar, so the Shimmer is going to have issues in trying to out-conceal it, so I don't blame the Shimmer for jumping off that A point and sort of sacrificing the point early in the game. That said, though, the enemy team have secured the B point and have secured the C point, so our team hasn't exactly gotten off on the best foot as far as capture points are concerned. Doesn't matter for us, though. We're getting very, very lucky on our dispersion here. Really, really lucky. A very flat, a very nice horizontal arc there on our dispersion, scoring a healthy 18k salvo there on that Kurfürst, opening the engagement up there with him nicely. As we sort of try and get some long-range fire support. Also giving our friendly Zhao here a little bit of a push into the battle, just telling him, hey buddy, I'm here to support you, let's start moving forward and start getting our shit in there. Now, you guys may notice that I have 2 fires burning at the moment, and for some reason you're probably wondering, Cammy, why the hell haven't you decided to put this fire out yet? Like, you know, that's 2 fires burning, shouldn't you be worrying about, you know, getting those out? Now I've got 3 fires on board, still not putting it out. Some of you will ask, why am I doing this? Well, if I put my fires out now, that Seattle will just continue to keep burning me, and will continue to keep setting fires no matter what happens. Now, essentially, I was waiting because I'm going to try and break line of sight between myself and the Seattle to mitigate any sort of burning damage that he's going to get on me. The majority of his damage here is coming from burning, so as a result he's not scoring a lot of permanent damage that the repair party can't go about repairing. So, by having my damage con popping as late as I didn't lose a lot of damage, because again, the burning damage only just started mitigating how much health I could repair with my repair party. And as you can see with the repair party concluding there, we are able to still repair the majority of our ship's damage. But we've broken the line of sight on the Seattle, which means he can't keep setting fires, and therefore we're not going to be on fire without a damage con ready for a decent amount of time. So we've actually played that to our favour here, and maximised how much damage we're going to be able to repair in the long run. Now, Mr. Yamato here wants to get into a bit of a fisticuff here. Now, this is a potentially dangerous situation for me. We've got a Yamato in play there. And he is sitting at a decent range. He is angled well. A Kurfürst is not going to win an engagement against Yamato in this situation, but I do want to support our Shimakaze in dealing with the Yu Yang. Unfortunately, excuse me guys, unfortunately, our Shimakaze did not last 5 seconds there. Got a little bit too greedy there and decided to capture the point, or decided to contest the point, and Yu Yang decided to make very short work of him. Now, this is a case of where dispersion on the Kurfürst is being demonstrated as not her strong suit, but again, we are using those glorious secondary batteries there, dealing a solid amount of hits there, and just, you're letting the Yu Yang know that, you know, this is where you shouldn't be, buddy. Time to get off our capture point and give us a method to start pushing forward. Now, obviously the Yu Yang will have some torpedoes in the water potentially for us. They are going to be deep water, so I do launch our catapult planes. Now, this is why I go with the direction center for catapult aircraft on this aircraft, because if you have 2 fighters circling your plane, not only does that make your AA, or 2 spotted planes, sorry, circling your aircraft, circling your ship, not only does it make it, you know, you got more resistance for extending the range of your guns, but you also, like against AA for a matter, but you also have a wider reconnaissance field for spotting out torpedoes. Now, unfortunately, I think our aircraft did get completely wiped out by the Seattle. It doesn't surprise me there at all. But the one thing that does surprise me is what this Yamato is doing. As you guys will see, this Yamato is pushing forward. Why he's doing this, I do not know. The Yamato would have been just fine if he kept reversing, kept his nose pointed in towards me, and simply kept me at a range in which my secondaries couldn't touch him. But now he's in my stomping ground. Now he's in my area of expertise. He's got torpedoes going towards him. He's going to dodge all of them like an absolute badass that he is. But I don't know what the fuck this guy was doing. Yeah, old mate there really just... I don't understand what the Yamato was doing. I guess weekend players, that would be the excuse I could play here. But again, this guy's now in my stomping ground. I may not be able to score huge hits on with the main battery at the moment, but my secondaries with IFHE are just shredding through his superstructure armor and scoring an excessive amount of damage. Like, as you guys can see, between my main battery fire, you guys can see the damage control, the damage count on my end going through the roof. We're scoring a Citadel on him there, crippling him, putting him down into the 3k health, getting our rear guns onto bear, and scoring a Citadel, just complete and total overkill, and yeah, sending that Yamato straight to the depths of the sea. Also going to launch Hydroacoustic because I am still worried about that Yu Yang. The fact that we haven't seen Torps yet suggests to me that we will be seeing them very, very shortly. And we're also going to continue to change our speed and direction just to throw Yu Yang Torps off potentially. Because he does have those deep water Torps, the Hydroacoustic Surge on this ship is an absolute godsend. Our Kurfürst ally behind us also managed to take out that Seattle, which means that we've completely dominated this side of the map. Now, take note that, yeah, we're still not in a good position here. We do have the ship count advantage, but we do not have the capture point advantage, and the enemy team have a huge point lead. Now, there's the Yu Yang's Torps, but don't fret, guys, we actually haven't seen the end of him in this game. Well, we might have seen the end of him physically, but yeah, you guys will know what I'm talking about a bit later on. Again, I'll just say that it gets a bit messy, that's for sure. And we do dodge his Torps as a result of our continuous directional and speed changes, as well as, you know, also thanks to the fact that we had that Hydroacoustic Search active. Now, I just want to take out this Amagi because, you know, one less battleship for us to deal with. Getting a couple of deflecting hits there, not the best thing in the world, but he is being rained down on right now by a bunch of fire-breathing cruisers. We're getting our rear guns to bear here just to try and snag a kill, and that will also be a theme of this video here, snagging kills like no tomorrow. But as you can see, guys, we've dominated this side of the map, already scoring 116k damage, so we're definitely not on the, definitely have not had the worst start of this game. Dispersion on the rear guns is beautiful, and again, we snag the kill on that Amagi after scoring very, very minimal damage on him. There's the Yu Yang once more, but again, yeah, look, that's not the last we'll be seeing him. Spoiler alert. Anyway, again, dominated the A side of the map. Now it's time to start pushing across the B side. Our fleet on this side is actually in relatively good condition. We did fare pretty well. Do have a Bismarck and a Des Moines pushing up on the rear side. And we've got another Kurfürst moving up alongside me as well. So close quarters combat-wise, or ship capabilities-wise, our fleet can actually just go about pushing straight into this enemy fleet and do some significantly decent damage. They do have a wider spread of ships across the map, which they potentially can do. But then again, our ships that are on the northern side of the map do have the potential now to start just pincering them in and sort of just, you know, cornering them into the bottom half of this map. And because we do have a decent spread across the map at the moment, we can start just pushing this enemy team back into that side of the map and yeah, really make our stance known. However, just going to use this time in the game to sort of get a bit of R&R, you know? Just, like, when you go about surviving your first major engagement in World of Warships, it's good to get a bit of R&R, sort of just recollect yourself, decide how you're going to take on the next line of engagements, how you're going to deal with the next bunch of enemies, and sort of just decide, you know, how you're going to play things. Obviously, those torpedoes, we were going to dodge them anyway, but, you know, they ran out of juice before we could even get to them, so I'll take that. We do have a Minotaur trying to light us up with his AP at the moment, so thankfully we're just going to, again, lay stealth here and get a bit of that R&R that I was mentioning beforehand, and just use the opportunity to line up our next target and decide who are the targets of opportunity. Mainly, I'm concerned about at the moment the main ships I'm concerned about are the Worcester because of that fire-breathing potential. I'm concerned about the Baltimore. I'm also worried about that Minotaur and the two destroyers. The Kurfürst, I feel as though I'll deal with later, as well as the Tippets. Anyway, getting a salvo off on that Worcester, he's hit the brakes big time, but I also don't know what this Worcester is doing. He could have just sat back in the mountain ranges and shelled us from cover without being detected, and just, you know, score a lot of that fire damage on us. But Homeboy here is right out in the open, and I mean right out in the open. More torps on the way too from the Harakazi, and we're going to be well and truly clear of that. Anyway, thanks to our spotting aircraft, we do have the vertical line of sight on this Worcester, so we're able to determine exactly what his heading is, and therefore get a fairly accurate salvo out. Have gone for a very widespread salvo, as you guys can probably see there. I fired my front guns, quickly shifted my crosshair to the right, and fired the rear guns. Offers a nice wide spread of shells here. That really does counteract any cruisers and their ability to change speeds quickly. So in doing that, we scored a nice healthy salvo on the Worcester there. Now, I see this Worcester. I see that the majority of salvos from other ships have missed, and because he's scoring some decent dodges there. I figured, you know what, this shell looks on target, I'm going to get the kill here. It's a fucking deflection. We hit the side of that guy's main gun, and it deflected. If I haven't seen bad luck in this game before, then that will definitely now be the prime example of bad luck. That was just a filthy, filthy deflection. Baltimore was providing us a good angle, but then again, Dispersion just told me that I wasn't going to be playing ball game today. And now we're sort of in a tricky situation. I've got a Destroyer on my left, I've got a Minotaur to my front, a Kurfürst to my front, and a Baltimore to my left as well. So I'm a bit surrounded. Technically, at this point I thought, that's it, I'm fucked, I'm dead. But I'm going to nose in 2 Minotaur and 2 Kurfürst. They're the ships that I'm most concerned about at the moment. I do have Hydra up, so I'll easily spot out when the Destroyer's torps start coming in. It's all about that, it's really all about that, you know, that target selection. Putting Hydra in the water as well allows me to spot out the torps coming in from both Minotaur and from Harakazi. Now, Harakazi had dropped his torps and prepared for when I was moving incredibly slowly then. And because I've sped up significantly, I'm able just to quickly burn through and past all these torpedoes. Again, it's all about that situational awareness here, guys. You know, knowing what I'm dealing with and where my biggest threats are going to be. I've got to angle my ship accordingly, change speed accordingly consistently, and that's how I've pretty much managed to survive thus far. Technically, in my opinion, I should be dead. That the Minotaur should have torped me right, the Harakazi should have torped me right, and, you know, that Baltimore could have also emerged and just started HE shelling me if they all concentrated their fire correctly. But because I was able to angle correctly and because I was able to sort of, you know, divert the enemy ship's attention appropriately, I've managed to come out on top here. Now, I don't know what this Kurfürst was doing here at all. I am showing pretty much a decent broadside to this Großer Kurfürst here, and he's decided not to engage me. I don't know what he's engaging. I think it's probably going to be the Zhao, but old mate could have easily deleted me here. But he hasn't decided to, and as a result, I'm just going to keep shelling him here with my secondary battery. Again, using that IFHE splash damage, as well as some light fire chance that we're going to score there. That is going to see us score a kill here. Oh no, it's not going to score a kill, sorry. We're not going to score a kill on that Großer Kurfürst. The Des Moines just stole it from us and set a fire on our ship as well. So, sadly, we're not going to see ourselves as getting a kill there. Harakazi decides to push out in front of us here while being detected, and look at that dispersion, just dispersion of the gods there. Ka-boom. 4 overpens. Yeah, look, he stood no chance there. And as you guys can probably tell now, and as we can sort of, as we sort of start hunting out this Tirpitz, which will emerge in front of us very, very shortly for that matter, you can probably tell that, I don't know if you guys have been watching the scoreboard the whole game, but as you guys remember, at the start of the game, this team had a significant point lead on us, and they they essentially were going to win. But because we played as a team, because we all sort of, you know, pushed in incrementally, I was sort of, you know, acting as the battleship that was taking a lot of the attention away from some of their heavy hitters, like their Destroyer, as well as their Minotaur. We were sort of able to push forward and change the tide of the battle here. We're now going to win this battle significantly. There is only the Yu Yang left. But yeah, it goes to show what good teamwork and great positioning can bring to a game and how it can change the tide of a battle significantly. Now, I've only just missed out of the Kraken, as you guys saw me complaining in chat there earlier. But as I said before, we have still yet to see this Yu Yang. Now, I know you guys are all saying, Cammy, if the Yu Yang's playing smart, he'll be making a mad dash to the A cap potentially, or just trying to survive the game out. And I'd say, yes, you're right. In fact, there he is on the A point. Our team are in celebratory mode, shooting at each other. I think that was the Des Moines taking a shot at the Edinburgh. I don't know what he was thinking there, but oh well. Anyway, we're going to win this game regardless. We are so close. We've got the point cap. We've got the lead. We're only, you know, 18 points away from winning this. Now, as I said before, I've just missed out the Kraken, or have I? I figured, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to let this Yu Yang win, or, you know, come out of this game alive. I'm going to take a blind fire out towards that A point. And that is a hell of a dispersion right there. That is just the messiest dispersion I think I've seen all day. We are 3 points away, 1 more cap, and we actually fucking land a shot on the Yu Yang. I gotta tell you guys, yeah, I recorded that game quite late at night. I think it was about 1 AM on a Friday night, on a Friday night. So, you know, Saturday morning weekend players were a thing around then, and I managed to score that kill. That is quite possibly the randomest kill I've ever landed in World of Warships. That was a total blind fire. at a capture point, because I knew that the Yu Yang was in the capture point. He could have been beyond my range still, but I just decided, fuck it, I think he's going to be around there. And the last shell to have hit the water hit the Yu Yang. As I said, guys, to all those who made it towards the end of the video, I told you I had a treat for you, and I hope you got as much of a laugh out of that as I did. I'm pretty sure I woke my neighbors up, making having a good giggle at that kill there. But guys, that was quite possibly one of the filthiest endings I've ever had in a game of World of Warships, and a really solid game I had in the Großer Kurfürst. Again, I don't know what that enemy team was doing, whether it be the Yamato, the Kurfürst, or, you know, even the Cleveland. Like, a lot of ships in the enemy team just had no idea what they were doing, and as a result we came out on top with a stupid ending, and eventually got that Kraken unleashed. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, then a backhand of that like button would be greatly appreciated, and I do thank you all for watching the video to this point. If you guys enjoyed today's video, and you're also new to the channel, then do not hesitate to subscribe while you're at it, and hit the bell icon to keep up to date with all things that I'm doing here on my YouTube channel, and do not hesitate to follow me on Twitch as well, guys. I would also greatly appreciate that. Leave a comment in the comment section down below, guys, as to what kind of gameplay you've been having lately in World of Warships 2. Any filthy games that you've had recently, feel free to let me know either in the comments or in my Discord. Either one, guys, I'd really appreciate that. Once again, guys, hope you guys all had a great time, and I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I'll be catching you all in the next one. Take care, guys.